Hello, friends and people. My name is Eleanor, also known as Sharkface, Alien Laser Baby. I'm also an artist and I don't know, troublemaker. Do lots of different stuff, and I am starting my radio show again. And I have my first interviewee, um, who I will let introduce himself. So tell me, who are you? Tell me about what you do and who you are.
Hi, I'm Florian. I'm 37 years old. I live on the Austrian countryside, even though I'm German by the passport. My dad is Italian. And you most likely know me best for organizing Masters of Puppets Festival. Even though I'm many other things than this organizer, I'm also like a dad and a partner. And uh, I don't know, probably would call me a zookeeper because there's quite some rescues living at our house, like some dogs, some cats, some lizards, some birds, a sheep that was not accepted by its mother.
Yeah.
So yeah, but mainly I'm in the office organizing the festival, especially right now. I'm spending like 90% of my time, my awake time, doing that.
Nice. And tell me, how did Masters of Puppets come about?
Well, I mean, in 2014, a friend of mine approached me and she asked me if I could help organize her birthday party. And we started a division of having one night of an open air party, and basically it ended up being 3 nights and 4 days of an open air party with like two stages and food shops and everything. I mean, super basic, super minimalistic, and a lot of fuck ups in the organization. Obviously, I mean, it was the first time that we did that. I was how old at the time? 25 at the time, and yeah, but we got took to keep on doing it, and then from then on it kind of escalated quickly. Like in the year after, we already had the double of the audience, and were already able to put on a bigger and better show because people made us able to with the tickets that they bought. Um, and then the year after, there was again the double audience. We moved to Czech. That probably also helped, but then the year after was again the double of the audience, and like what started as a passionate project which wasn't ever intended to be like I don't know, a business or something that you approach as a job or whatever, turned into something that demanded professionality of you, like there was more things to take care of, there was more potential risks or things that could fuck up security issues whatsoever. um that there was, yeah, so we had to grow with the demand, like get better every year, get more things more standardized every year, like in the sense of properly managed, like get more people on board, more competences on board, also gain competences ourselves. Like I basically had to catch up with the festival as it grew.
Hmm.
Kind of like you have to with a child, like every day they are one step further and you are still in the mode of the reception of the day before, and you always kind of have to catch up. At least that's how I felt as a father. um but yeah, I mean, now it's that super big thing that's internationally appreciated, and I'm like kind of stoked how that became, and yeah, and super happy about it.
No.
uh
So, yeah, who's involved in Masters of Puppets, and tell me about what the festival is to you.
where do you know the phrase "it takes a village to raise a child"?
Yes.
That's kind of what Masters of Puppets is to me, like, I mean, there's this inner circle of the main team, that are super committed, super passionate, super dedicated. Some of them with us from the beginning, some of them with us only in a few years, but all like super professional and competent, and like they really give their best. And even though the conditions sometimes were a bit grim, especially at the previous location with the big parameter and the weather being complicated and the river sometimes growing and stuff like that. Um, and also with the complications that come with managing something o-
Sure.
of the dimension that Masters of Puppets has become over the years. And I mean, then there is like basically, I mean, to use the metaphor, you know, like school, kindergarten, all the people that basically work at the festival, like that support the family, that work at the festival throughout the week, that run bars, that run the security, that run the gates, that run the cash list, that run the food shops, that um, come and sell their fashion, that do fire shows, that do media stuff, that do marketing, that whatever they do, they contribute to the festival, and they are there for a week, and they give their best, like everybody else, also in the team. And then, I mean, eventually, none of this would be possible without everybody that is buying a ticket and is part of it, because this is where the money comes from to pay for the materials, to pay for the resources, to also eventually pay for the people that make everything possible. um, because it's like nobody can really afford to like spend months and months and months of work for free for something. I mean, I wish we would live in a world like that, but it's just not like that. And we are really doing that from September on. So, like from September to July is like, yeah, 11 out of 12 months of the year. It's not that we really had time for a job next to it. Um, and what is it to me? Yeah, like this. It's like this troubled teenager that needs like this village to bring it up. That is like in full puberty, always creates chaos, needs has some trouble, is super brilliant but needs a lot of attention, is very demanding and not necessarily very appreciating. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
mentioned earlier that the festival's like a troubled teenager, so I guess it's grown over the years. Can you tell us about the changes you've had?
I mean, obviously, it has grown in all aspects. If you look at pictures from like 2014, 2015, there was like this super tiny, super nicely decorated, but super tiny stages with like a few hundred people. And like there's pictures of all of us as kids. It's super nice to look at, actually. Um, and now, if you look at it, there's this like vast tribe of people in front of this monumental stage with like crazy mapping and like you know it's like it's grown entirely out of proportion. Like if you as if you had a child that all of a sudden is like 2 meters at the age of 14, you know what I mean? It's like um amazing and somehow a bit like shocking to see how big it got. And like I mean, all this is only once again possible because people decided to come and gave us the means to do that things, because everything needs time, needs material, needs professionals, to be done properly and to be done safely, especially when it comes to like big installations and yeah, pyrotechnics and all these, and also like yeah, security concepts and everything. um so there's just this one thing about it, like going big is quite, like I mean, it's not easy to go bigger, but once people give you the support, you go bigger and you like present a certain standard. But then when there is a year where people are, for example, not able to give you that much support, for example, like right after the pandemic when there was a lot of people that were not able to travel yet, um, or now that we only came out very late with informations about the festival because we couldn't provide some earlier, because we were stuck between venues basically. Um, and this is why like many internationals couldn't come to the festival this year because they couldn't plan their travels, they couldn't get visa, they couldn't like commit to it properly. um so like in years that you would have to go smaller from a perspective of the means that you have to organize the festival, it's hard to do that because people will always look at it as a downgrade, as like uh, reduction of standards or whatever. Whereas we are basically committed to like get better every year and to take like identify problems every year and like solve them for the next year. And for sure, we have made mistakes throughout that process, and but like we really give our best in doing so. But yeah, like the. by now there is a certain standard that has is being expected, and it's not necessarily always super easy to meet that, and sometimes has cost us, and sometimes something has looked out, but since the pandemic, actually not so much, honestly.
Yeah. So how do you feel about how things have progressed?
Well, I mean, quite amazed, a bit shocked, very impressed of what we all made of it together, and like what it has become also for many people. And also how loyal many people are to this festival and to this gathering. Yeah, just grateful, I guess.
Nice. And like what would you feel like it? Because you said, it's been quite challenging. What do you feel you get out of putting on a festival like Masters of Puppets?
I mean, first of all, I'm getting a great party with pretty nice people. Um, Overall, quite some good feedback. Um, and yeah, like uh, a very loyal crowd that the festival means a lot to. That's for sure. Um, and apart from that, on the maybe more dry side, like a lot of office time, a lot of computer time, um, and like honestly, since the pandemic, economically, basically, yeah, nothing, because we are still recovering from that, and there's a lot of attention that needs to go into that, other than into maybe covering for our own efforts, even
Yeah, I can imagine.
frustratingly, but it's okay. It was it is, you know. Um, there is this phrase of Rita Mae Brown, I think, that says insanity is repeating the same behavior and expecting a change. But then, like as I said, it's really hard stepping back from what people are used to, because once you do that, yeah, people won't be happy anymore, and we want them to be happy. This is like basically why we do this, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. So you've faced some challenges this year. Tell me what's been happening behind the scenes.
I mean, basically, there wasn't supposed to be any challenges, because when we had the 2025 edition, which was quite nice, by the way, we had already known where we would want the festival to happen in future. Like we had already agreed with the new landlord for a new place. We knew the terms, we knew the modalities, we had plans how to move there, when to move there, what to do there to make it viable for the festival. And then 2 weeks after Masters 2025, that company just came up to us and changed some, yeah, very relevant aspects of the deal in a way that we could just not take it, you know. Probably they thought that we are in like this desperate situation, which we actually were, and that they could ask anything, but that was just like we would not have been able to operate at the standards that we're used to, and also there would have been so much money down the drain, and it was impossible for us, just to say
Uh-huh.
it short. So we had to find a new place very quickly, obviously. I mean, we're already 2 weeks into promotions, 2 weeks into sales. Um, And we did, like in November. I mean, okay, it took us 2.5 months, but in November we found this place that would be really nice for the festival, that we could rent permanently, so we could like operate it as a event venue also outside of the festival. We could do hospitality there, a lot of nice things, and a very good geographical situation as well.
Okay.
And spoke to the guy. He said, "Yeah, for sure, we can talk about it." And we found terms that we would agree on. And he asked us to establish a contract. And he started to introduce the project to his neighbors, that we needed camping areas from, to the mayor that we needed support from. The mayor even came to us to talk about it, because he was quite amazed. Here's a company that is also close to the industry, so that makes sense for him too.
Okay.
Um,
Interesting. So
he
the mayor
he
was into
spoke
the
to.
party?
Yes,
Cool.
definitely. He spoke to his tenants. He spoke to that they would have to move out. He spoke to another event that had already been happening there, like this orientation run. That they would talk to us and have to talk to us in future, because we would be the new operators of the property. Um, all that. Even he even let us store our stuff there after we had to move out from Autocam Nakopti, and we took down all the big installations and stuff. He told us that we could bring all the stuff to his place because I quote, "The contract is only a formality. We know that the festival will happen here." So we spent like more than 10,000 euro to bring all our stuff there, right? Um, and established the contract as he had asked to, and sent it to him, and
Hmm.
adapted it like he wanted, like did all the adjustments like he wanted them, and in agreement with him. So we always like acted in good faith and best practice, and there was no reason to believe that this contract would not come to fly. And then it got delayed more and more because, like, I don't know, once his lawyer was at holiday, then he was at holiday, then he was sick. Like availabilities also fucked a lot with the time frame, and we had taught to people like various times, like in emails and stuff. Okay, we're gonna announce it soon. We're gonna announce it soon, and we always were sure that we are going to announce it soon, and it got pushed back and it got pushed back. And we always had agreed with the guy that we would make a new company to put in between the festival and him, so that he doesn't have any liabilities from the festival or any risk or any responsibility, but he just rents out to this operator that then rents out to the festival, right?
Okay.
So we founded that company, and we always told him it's still in founding, and then when we sent him the last contract draft, the company was established, and we put the company data into the contract without actually telling him details about it because we didn't think it was necessary. He knew we were an international collective. He knew we were founding a new company that had no problems yet or whatsoever, um, to work with him, and it was entirely clean. And yeah, but then he said, "Okay, no, sorry, I don't like the subject that I'm cooperating with in this contract, so I'm not willing to rent anymore. The only thing that I could still imagine is to buy,
And so
to sell, to
what was the
sell."
subject that he didn't like?
Yeah, I mean the party that you had the contract with. I mean, it was
Right.
just because we were not all Czech, basically. Like he had been negotiating with a Czech person, and then all of a sudden there was an Austrian person in the company, and he didn't like that. And this is basically why the rent fell through in end of April, actually. So he
Wow.
said we could still buy it, but only at like 840,000 euros, which we obviously don't have at the moment. So we once again had to come up with a new place, all of the blue, out of the blue, and all of a sudden. And yeah, we found like we called like everybody that we knew that had been doing festivals in Czech Republic, and then all of a sudden there was this one guy that called us that we hadn't called because we knew his venue wasn't available, and he said, "Yeah, I have a festival the week after, so you cannot use my whole property. But my neighbor has like 30 hectares, and you could use those, and that would probably be even good for the other festival. I'm pretty sure you can coexist. The people can stay between the festivals. It will probably, yeah, be beneficial for both of you." And
Nice.
I mean, there would have been some overlap of some of the areas of the festivals, but it would have been like 10%. Like we're literally using like 10 or 15% of the space of this guy. So we said, okay, if this is really the case and everything is fine and we're not stepping on anybody's toes, for sure we will take it because we're fucking desperate. I mean, this was at the end of, or middle of May, actually. Um, so like 2 weeks after we had lost the other place. And yeah, ever since we are working on fixing everything there, getting ready. We put a whole new stage there, and yeah, it's interesting.
So tell us about the new location. What's it like?
I mean, well, it's situated on the top of a hill, like 1.5 hours from Prague, about 4 hours from Berlin, um, and it's vast. It's like about 3 times the size of the place that we had before. The camping area is huge, but it's one big camping area, and compared to like 4 or 5 small ones that like stretched out for 3 kilometers. This is one big plot that is sitting right next to the festival area. So like to get to your favorite stage, you're probably going to like have to walk 3 to 5 minutes, and yeah, it gives us the possibility to facilitate everything as we are used to, even better. There's a lot of possibility to establish infrastructure like toilets and showers. Also on the camping area, there will be drinking water points, normal shop area, like always, everything like we're used to. Three stages, nice lineups, nice sound systems. The weather there is a lot nicer than at the previous spot. Like it's not getting as cold in the night, and it's not as much as rainy as in the other place. Like there was sometimes there was rain, then sometimes there was sun. In this place, there is mostly sun. Um, Although it can be a bit windy from time to time, so it makes sense to like fix your tents properly. But as soon as you do that, everything is fine.
Nice. I'm excited to see it. And now there's been a few complaints over the years, as with every festival. Like one that comes to mind was the toilets between the stages 2 years ago. Can you tell us what happened and like how you're feeling with all the infrastructure this year?
Yeah, I mean that was basically one. Sanitary system provider, like one of the toilet companies that let us down with the services that they had been contracted for. Like we have a contract that says, okay, they have to clean it on a daily basis, and they just didn't manage to fulfill. I mean, okay, the weather was grim, but I mean, the company that we're working with now, they have like 4x4s, and they can empty them at every weather. So in 2025, we didn't have this problem at all, and so it can obviously be done. The guys just failed us and haven't even reimbursed us for anything, but just probably fucked up our reputation with a lot of people by that. And like, if you are in the middle of the festival and the toilet's already there and they have been brought by this one company, there is no way to like come up with a new company to fulfill the services, because I mean it's just logistically impossible between all the people, between all the festival going on. So yeah, that was a thing. I agree. Also, not only between the stages, but also in the camping areas. Um, yeah,
Shit happens.
but I mean, we have improved a lot there. Now we have like super nice hygiene standards and sanitary standards, and drinking water all over the place, and hot showers, and toilets, and everything is fine all over. Sometimes we don't improve as much as we think, but I mean, we give our best to get better from year to year, and once a new system falls through, we improve it for the next year. And like by now, I think we have come to quite some nice standards with everything.
Yeah. What do you wish the festival goers understood about putting on a big festival and about Masters of Puppets in particular?
Well, I mean, first of all, it would be nice if people understood that we are not rich people here. Like most of the people that put on the festival are like normal people that are like good at what they do, and they do so at like quite moderate rates. And second of all, and I think that's even more important, is that people understand that there is so many issues that we need to solve to put on a party like that, legally as well as logistically, as well as the temporary infrastructure that we have to pull up out of nowhere. This is challenging as fuck. It comes with a ton of responsibility, and if we did it for the money, we would have stopped a long fucking time ago. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Like I sometimes question my sanity still continuing to do this. But then there is so much coming back on the level of like what it means to people, what it gives to people. And there is so many like spaces like this taken away in Europe. So many festivals have to cancel. So many venues are being like taken away and gentrified, and there are huge buildings now there that nobody can afford. And like also the political landscape is changing worldwide, and especially in Europe at the moment. And it's also not easy to cope with that. And so yeah, culture needs to stay alive, and this is like why we do it. And it would be nice if people would take it for that, because otherwise it's a bit frustrating.
Has there been any moments organizing Masters of Puppets that was really scary for you?
I mean, the current moment is quite scary. You have to think we are like 8 months late with our production, so we have to do the work of like 8 months in one, basically, and actually also sell quite a lot more tickets than we have yet sold, to even be able to cover all our expenses as we would like to. So yeah, it's scary, but then at the same time, like we have made a promise to many people that have already committed to this festival, that have already bought tickets to this festival, and yeah, we cannot disappoint them. Um, it's just it would be sad, it would be dumb, and it will be worth doing it. No, but
Yeah.
it's challenging as fuck, and it is scary as fuck because I mean yeah, it's that is a lot of money that we have to pay to do this, and there's not a big margin of profit in case that everything works out perfectly. So yeah, uh, we might end up paying, which I mean, well, it's kind of the current nature of the industry. Like everybody suffers and struggles. And so must go on anyway. But it's not so easy because it's not that we have that money. Next year will be super nice. Next year will be super fat, and everybody will come back. I'm sure of that because there will be everything in time and info available when it needs to be for people to make the decision to come.
Yeah.
But yeah, this year is scary. It's scary. It will be super fucking nice. Like we're keeping the same standard as every other year, but it's definitely scary.
What about like fun?
So yeah, if you haven't made your decision yet, let's do some advertising here. If you haven't made your decision yet, it would be really nice to have you
Yeah.
because it would be amazing. It's just the question on will it be amazing for all of us or just for the people that come to visit it, right? So yeah, please um, pour your love and help us get back to normal.
Yeah. I mean, this was a bit the motivation
Pathetic.
also from this interview was because I think people can forget that there's like real people behind the festival, and it's a commitment, you know. What about funny moments or share-worthy moments you've had over the years?
I mean, um, the first reference that come to mind is the first attempt that we had on this interview, which I like failed on massively, and in the end we had so much fun just shit talking because the recording was already fucked anyway. Let's never release that. I hope you deleted it.
I
Um,
didn't.
yeah, yeah, I thought so. Somebody would call about using that. I'm kidding. Um, but yeah. There's many small situations, I guess, but putting on the festival, like especially at the festival itself, I'm usually so overwhelmed and focused on what I got to do there that and like I enjoy that moment, but I don't necessarily recall them after because there has been so much happening throughout the week like that. Your brain filters out the stuff that you need to be meeting your responsibilities, doing better next year, stay ahead of your work, stay ahead of issues that could come up of the festival. And yeah, I have a hard time answering that. And I don't have an anecdote if you were looking for that. I'm sorry.
And here's a question I think there'll be some people, some artists wanting to know the answer to. How do you pick your artists for Masters of Puppets?
Yeah, I mean that's not the easiest one. There's many factors involved. Like the first one definitely is incredible nerdhood about music. Then even more passion, then definitely the quality of the last releases and also demand of the audience, like who are people looking to hear. um then obviously there are a lot of long-term family members and supporters that we have grown together with, like in size and also like Vietnamese twins, kind of, like we are part of them now, they are part of us now, we are just one big organism together somehow. um and then like a hint of recommendations by trusted people, some breaking the rules, some acts that like sting out of everything because they, yeah, controversy. I like that somehow, just a bit, a note of it. A lot of love, and then you blend it, you spice it, and you got it, I guess.
I actually remember you saying something like that after my first Masters of Puppets. You're like, you know why I booked you again the next year? And this is when I started Alien Laser Baby. You're like, because you're the most talked about artist of the festival. There's some people loved you, but some people hated you, but they were all talking about you. So I booked you again. I was like, yay. Back
And I
on.
haven't stopped ever since, have I?
No, you're the best. And yeah, that was when I was a little baby alien. Look at me now, all grown up, flying around the world. Uh,
Yeah, exactly. Going to Brazil, going everywhere. This is also what we do it for, like to grow this culture. I'm also super happy about seeing other festivals popping up, like small gatherings all over Europe, because that means that it's way more relevant for people from abroad to come to Europe, for example, to like music at different locations, like have the Europe tour, have the holidays, and at the same time have super nice festivals to put into that really like meet their taste of music. So basically, others would probably say, "Oh my God, the competitor," and I'm like, "Yes, nice. The culture is growing. More people are getting into this. More people are
yeah,
coming, and not only to my festival, but like to this culture, which is, I
yeah,
think, very precious."
it's diversifying a lot, and there's also some like festivals taking on, not just like Psy music, but also maybe like techno or some bands or whatever. Speaking of that, one of my favorite things about the last edition was the circus stage. Are you going to be doing that again this year?
The Natica stage, yeah, for sure. They are coming back. Some of them are already on site. The stage is arriving in like an hour from the message I just read, and yeah, we are expecting them with this as nice program as last year. And yeah, looking forward to that. Actually, I have spent at least 2 hours there every day last year, like the time that I got out of office. To like be myself and just like breathe a bit to like be able to work again. I spend it on that stage. Like
It
there's times
sounds
that I partied at the other stages when I didn't have to work anymore, but when I needed the break, I went to watch a show there because they are so fucking amazing. I think I have seen all the programs throughout that week, and I'm super glad I did because it was, I think, the greatest addition to the festival that we could have done. Like we have honestly tried a few concepts back there, and many haven't worked out so well. I mean, they were nice. The music was nice. The decorations was nice. Everything was nice. The managers were cool. Like the crews that we worked with, shout out to them. I'm super happy that they did it. But it wasn't really perceived so well. Like the tents were never really full. It felt like, okay, it's not really what people were looking for. And I'm glad that we found the vibe now, that we found the edition that people actually appreciated, that people would make use of to like calm down from all the chaos on the other stages, music wise. I mean that in a good way, like I
yeah,
love the organization or like the order in the chaos when it comes to music. Obviously, I mean, look at our lineups, but yeah, also I think there should be a place where people can like chill out and process what they have just experienced before they go to sleep, or even like after they after they got up and before they go to the stage,
yeah. If you haven't,
to just like, yeah, get back to themselves a bit, like I also did, like watching some crazy stuff being done live by some amazing people is really a game changer. It's adding so much.
that was amazing, and like the quality of the bands that were there. Like I got a couple of metal, like a metal band, one or two metal bands, punk bands, and there was a full on mosh pit. It was amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, there was a lot of good stuff, and the guys that put it up, they're called Circus Brutes. It's a circus collective that is once again consisting of many smaller collectives from all over Europe. Um, and like huge shout out to them. They also do shows at other events and at other cities from time to time in Spain. Now in Vienna, there's going to be a lot of them throughout the summer.
no,
So yeah, make sure to see them if you don't make it to Masters. Make sure to see them, and if you're an organizer, like, if you bring that to your festival, you will not regret it. I promise.
totally agree. Yeah, I should talk to some of my friends making parties. Anyway, have you noticed a change in the crowd over the years? Good, bad? Has it changed much?
I wouldn't work in the spectrum of good and or bad. Like I always think like we have quite a nice audience throughout all the years. Has always been a lot of love and tolerance and nice vibe and all that, like throughout the festival. It's just a bit more, like I said earlier, like the bigger you get, the more people also expect you to meet a certain standard. So like in the first years it was like, wow, nice, and a lot of appreciation for small things that had changed. And by now is okay, we noticed that, but you haven't changed it perfectly, so why is that? Like it's a bit more demanding than appreciating than it has been before, but I think that also comes with the experience of 10, 12 years. People also expect you to not make mistakes anymore, but then mistakes are just human, and it's hard to avoid them sometimes, even though you give your best. We are also
Yeah.
just people.
Have you ever considered to stop organizing?
W- w- Honestly, I mean, I would not willingly, I guess, but I mean, there's many factors that could hypothetically force me to, like political landscape is changing all over Europe. Um, and also, like every festival depends on its team to execute it and on its audience to support it and on its economy to work out. So, yeah, I mean, on the long term, it's like, it depends on all of us whether we can go on doing this or not. And yeah, it has been tricky already in the last few years. And I mean, I see recovery from that because now I found somebody to spread the load of the work as well as of the problems we have been dragging around since the pandemic, basically. So we're looking to a bright future. As I said, next year will be super fucking nice.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm a bit worried about this year. And I mean, once again, like even if we have issues economically, I won't stop doing this. And I'm also, yeah, we have experienced great support throughout the culture in the last years, when there was like late payments or like things that had been delayed because of just external factors that were out of our control. Um, or just the hit that we're taking in the pandemic and never really recovered from it. Um, so yeah, for now we didn't have to stop, but it was always like the worst case scenario that we would have to, and it's still it still is. It always is. I mean, as I said, like things can change. Political situations can change, legal situations can change, availabilities of places can change, and at some point, like something can come along and kill you easy.
Like a
And the bigger
spark.
the organism, the bigger the organism, the bigger the domino effect. Once one thing falls through, everything can like fall apart.
Sounded like a cycle
So
baseline.
yeah, kind of.
Now looking back, is there anything you would do differently?
Obviously, a lot of things. I mean, looking back, you're always smarter, and but yeah, I mean, this is a lot of what we do is like looking back, looking at problems, also asking people about a reflection of what they see could be better for next year, which is also a bigger a feedback that I can take more from than when somebody tells me, "Okay, you did such a nice festival." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but maybe can you tell me what could be better next year, because then this is something I can work with. This is something I can put into my process. Some well done patting my shoulder. It's good for like on an emotional level, but it's not helping me to progress, to process, and to optimize. No.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, there's always things you can do better, and I think life is a constant cycle of a constant falling and getting back up and doing things better, like a bit like skateboarding, like you try a trick 50
Mm.
times and then it works, and then it doesn't work another 20 times, and then after a few months you got it and you stand it every time, you land it every time, so it's yeah.
Nice. And is there anything else you'd like to share before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I mean, we have less than 10 days to the festival. We are working towards it in time and on a good schedule. Everything is looking very fucking nice. It will be a edition that is worthy of what we have been in the past. It will definitely match your expectations of Masters of Puppets. And it would be really nice if those of you that are not part of it yet would make the decision to be, because, yeah, as I said, we all keep this alive together. And, well, we have done our part, definitely. Now it's basically your turn. No? So it would be really nice to have you all there. And if you cannot make it, I'm super happy to be with you next year and enjoy this together. No?
Yeah,
Or in one of the coming years. And this is like, yeah, all I have to add. And also a great thank you to you to take the time and energy to do this with me. And
pleasure.
I mean, it was your suggestion, but I'm happily taking the opportunity to yeah, talk about the festival a bit. I
Yeah,
haven't done this before. I'm not super comfortable about it, but I feel like people don't necessarily understand all of it, and it would be nice to give a bit of perspective and background to what's been happening, who we are, why we do this, what's it worth, no?
yeah, exactly. And yeah, well, thanks for being with us. Thanks for sharing your thoughts on this great festival that's almost like an institution for a lot of people now. And yeah, have a good one.
Have a
And
good
that's
one.
kind of scary. You said it's less than 10 days. I've also got a lot of work to do to prepare my set. So
Yeah,
yeah.
we are all scared and stressed, but we always made it work. Like this is the
Yeah.
normal stadium, no? And this soon to the event.
Yes. Well,
Everything is hectic now.
it is. And I will see you soon. Thanks for sharing.
Cool. See you soon. Have a good time.
Bye.
Looking forward. Ciao. Okay.
Okay.